This is the life of Chanyuan Celestial. Xiefeng, July 3rd, 2007. First of all, we can only rely on life of Chanyuan values. Personal relationship is undependable. Even Shui Feng and any one of Chanyuan Celestials are undependable. Only through life of Chanyuan value can it be possible for Chanyuan Celestials to live a happy life. Any intention to rely on somebody would lead to final desperation. So, everyone's behaviors must be based on laws and disregard of people. Must be based on life of Chanyuan value, not on Shui Feng. We can reach our destination as long as life of Chanyuan value exists, no matter what happens to Shui Feng. So, we must live with people who can resonate with the life of Chanyuan value. Even if there are only 3 or 4 people who have mutual resonance in mind, they can live a happy life if they obey life of Chanyuan value. Any ignorance of life of Chanyuan value would incur troubles immediately. Personal promise is not something everlasting. They may turn hostile suddenly. Then, how to illustrate life of Chanyuan value on the topic of living style. Never fight against the government. Never participate in any activity disobedient to the government. Never fight against any powerful people in any field. Never fight against the boss of the company. Be reserved, not display gallantry in front of people. Remember that we are the humblest celestials. We are the weakest men, and we are the most useless people in the world. Learn from the saints with virtue. Follow the examples of the perfect men in history. Never play tricks or fish in troubled water, but be frank, forthright, honest, and sincere. Never steal, rob, deceive, cheat, or defraud others even if at the edge of starving to death. Never pick up the money on the ground which do not belong to you. It is only that people do not take any articles left by the wayside will it be possible for doors are not bolted at night. Coveting the nourishing from domestic animal will make nature lose. Profiting at other people's expense will not get sufficient treatment from Tao. Your intentions should not offend heaven, earth, and others. No hatred should exist in heart, even you died of being wronged. The reason for such doing is for acquiring a peaceful mind and the natural greatness of the soul, rather than for a good reputation. Be sure to keep in mind that do not commit sins if you do not want to be punished. Have a clear consciousness. Do not go astray. Gradually reducing secular contacts and getting in touch with celestial beings. Be diligent in works. Be penitent every day. Not wasting time in beer and skittles. Not showing off yourself. It is better to make people forget your existence. Try to be early in clearing of the secular debts and not to have new secular relationship, but strive for getting to know more celestial beings. The journey in this world for us is to cut out any connection in the mortal world and make forward for the celestial archipelago for our forever enjoyment. Conceive life of Chanyuan as the 1,000-year world, as if nobody existing in the world except Chanyuan Celestials and nothing is our business except Chanyuan Celestials. There is no marriage and no mutual possession for Chanyuan Celestials. They may have sex freely because it is the real situation in the 1,000-year world, but remember that all behavior should be natural and be based on real emotion instead of any plot. Keep in mind that indulging in hobbies sap one's will. Indulging in tricks sap one's morality. Strive for the construction of home without marriage and family, and rest all our hopes on the greatest creator, self-improvement and self-refinement. Home without marriage and family would guarantee our survival and solution of our personal problems such as birth, death, illness, and old age. Come to home without marriage and family if being abandoned by society and secular family, being in desperation or disease, getting bankrupt, being hit by a disaster, being old, lonely. Come to home without marriage and family for the enjoyment of beautiful and free life. In short, if you want, you come, but there is a precondition here. You must be willing to give anything you have for the benefit of our brothers and sisters and lovers here, even at the cost of our own life. You must be willing to share what you have. At least you will not permit a single Chanyuan Celestial staying hungry. You must be willing to go all out for saving any Chanyuan Celestial from his or her troubles. And there is still one more question for our consideration, which is, anytime you are enjoying all of these, we should ask ourselves first, what have I done for the construction of life of Chanyuan and home without marriage and family? What have I devoted? We must be very clear that the boys and girls of life of Chanyuan are not stupid at all. No insincere action or manner whatsoever is permit to return their honesty and kindness. Follow the way of the greatest creator and no ganging up and nodding group. No making alliance for offense and defense. And be brave enough to bring everything we have into the open, being dignified and frank. We must be conscious that anyone might turn hostile suddenly, and everything can be a reason for being blackmailed. Therefore, everything between two people, even a letter, should be able to stand the test in public. In the home, all behavior should be based on common value rather than personal relationship. Otherwise, anyone's criminal action might involve other guy, which is the so-called a single slip may cause lasting sorrow. Any gangs or groups will bury yourself for others' wrongdoing or evil when the situation becomes critical. Be sure to bear in mind that without a guilty conscience, without misgivings, set yourself to a higher standard, do the best what you can, have an ordinary life. You may earn much money, but cannot be pleasure-seeking. Be possible to take vegetables and corn flour as the ordinary food, or even in vegetarian diet instead of reveling in dainties. Lead a simple yet honest life, rather than luxurious and extravagant one. The principles of living standard be practical, no extravagance, no waste, and no showing off. It is absolutely unnecessary to be luxury in daily use. Think the hard work of growing of rice and of grain. Whenever you dine, remember how silk is obtained which keeps you warm and looks fine. Of course, it is also unnecessary to be as austere as a Puritan. You should enjoy life when it is time to enjoy. Anyone who gets in a home without marriage and family and who loves baby may expect his her own baby, but the baby will be educated without the concept of father, and it is forbidden to make him, her known who is her father is. The baby will be raised by home without marriage and family after being weaned. The baby will be educated to respect all of his her elders and regard all the male superiors as is her father and all the female superiors as is her mother. Every superior must take the babies here as is her own, loving them and taking care of them. The Chanyuan Celestials at old age will be supported by all of the Chanyuan Celestials, and Life of Chanyuan will designate for their specific nursing to the last moment of their mortal life. Each person will be designated for his favorite work. For example, those who love cleaning do cleaning job, those who love cooking do cooking job, those who love gardening do gardening job, and those who love making things do their makings. There is no superior job or inferior job here, and there is no difference in the number of jobs. Every people must show the human's essence of truth, goodness, and beauty for providing the best services. No matter how much you contribute, the principle in home without marriage and family is non-possession ownership. The distribution will be made according to everybody's specific needs, and nobody would be possible to own anything except the life. If you want to be a manager, you must live the worst room and take the worst food. This is the so-called to be the first to bear hardships and the last to enjoy comforts. By this way, there will be no fight for power any longer. The above 8 items are the living style of Chanyuan Celestials. Seen from the secular point of view, this can be called Arabian Nights or foolish ideas. But for those who have understood the meaning and value of life at Chanyuan, they know that it is the best way to approach the high-level space of life. You may be the beneficiary of these upon reflection or perception about.